My dad made a seagull. Action. My mum, the wrestler, who doesn't really wrestle as she has narcolepsy, married my dad before I was born. My mum was a model back then, but I made her fat and she quit. She still thinks she's fat and says her bum's too big, but I like her bum. And I know Daddy does too. Even if he does sometimes tell her it's too big. For a job he makes films. Not like that. That's what I thought he did until we made a film together. In the house just for fun and called it My Mum the Wrestler. It was about my mum, the wrestler, the one who isn't allowed to wrestle except for fun. My dad made another film with my mum. In it she got really out of breath and talked about oh God. A lot of my dad's films are for grown-ups only. Like scary ones with zombies. But I've seen my dad on a morning and they can't be scarier than that. I'm told I've got my dad's brain and his imagination. I don't see it myself. So we made our film and I got paid as much ice cream as I could possibly eat until Mum knew I was going to be sick. My dad put the film on the wide world interweb for everyone to see and soon we won some awards. As a reward I got to eat as much ice cream as I possibly could until Mum knew I was going to be sick again. Then Dad decided he wanted to make another film with me, as he said that's what they do in Hollywood. All successful films get second ones made and these are called sequels. I liked this idea a lot as making the first film with Dad was a lot of fun. But to star in the seagull I wanted to be paid more than just ice cream, especially as Mum was getting tired of cleaning up my sick. Dad said how about £5 and I said no. 10. I want a pony. Dad said no. Where would it sleep? It can sleep with me. Again he said no. It'd kick and grind its teeth and I'd wake up feeling a little hoarse. Then Mum came up with the best idea. If I starred in the seagull I would get a seahorse. So we made the seagull, this seagull. And I got my seahorse. And whilst my dad liked his new film, he said the best thing he'd ever made was definitely me, and I was a true original that couldn't be bettered. Which, without any ice cream whatsoever, made me feel kind of sick again. Cut!
Welcome back. It was a worthy sequel, I'm sure you'll agree. Both these films have, of course, done well. Particularly My Mum the Wrestler's done quite well on YouTube. Like you were saying earlier, that it's been one of your more successful films. Mm-hmm. Is the sequel film kind of picking up where that film left off?
I think that's a time will tell kind of thing. I mean, it's only about 6 weeks old at this time, and it is on YouTube, so you should check it out. But it's had a couple of hundred hits at the minute. My Mum the Wrestler's up to about 22,000 and about 10,000 of those seem to come in the last 6 months. I don't know if it's a slow build kind of thing.
It probably is. I think it's one of those things like
But it
gets a critical mass and...
Yeah, it went mad on MySpace. It had about 30,000 hits within 10 days, and I don't quite understand why that was, but it did.
Well, I mean, it's obviously... These things are the positive things for the independent filmmaker these days, that where perhaps the internet wasn't quite as easily accessible, and now we have places to upload your films and get them seen by an audience that obviously, in this case, really does want to see these. Do you find it is easy as a filmmaker to promote yourself now than perhaps it was a couple of years ago?
Yeah, the internet's helped a lot. I mean, people coming out of film schools now, or even still in film schools, they've got a hell of a lot more places to push their work than I certainly ever did, and anybody who came before me. Yeah, it's helped immensely. How people find the films on there, because it's such a great big, you know, place, the internet, I'm not sure, but it does help, and you know, you find out where the festivals are through that.
Sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's got to be in the top 3 best inventions of the last 20 years, I guess.
Now, of course, you've not just made these 2 films, you have a catalogue of other films as well, of course, some of which can be seen on YouTube and other sites as well. Are these 2 films, like you've said, are kind of a little bit different from some of the other things that you've done, budget-wise, etc.? What other kind of films have you made?
The biggest things, I suppose, that I've done are feature-length films. I've made 3, and the first 2 kind of evaporated into nothing. And the third one, Hardcore, which is a mockumentary, that's probably the most ambitious project that I've done, and we're still pushing that around to see what we can do with it. Biggest problem we've got with Hardcore is there's no star to sell it on. That's what we get from the distributors. And maybe I shot myself in the foot with that because I said no name actors. What we got were good actors that had done TV work. I mean, slightly familiar faces, but you don't know who they are. And that was just the nature of it being this fake documentary, to not put, you know, whoever in
Not
there.
put the emphasis on the star, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of backfired a bit, but audiences love it, you know, when we screen it in festivals, and the humour really comes out. And I've screened it in other countries with subtitles, and still they get it.
Still comes across.
It's universal appeal, and I've got a lot of faith in it getting somewhere one day. But
like you say, it's could be a slow burn process, and you just have to be a little bit patient, I suppose, with some things.
Yeah.
So what are you working on at the moment? Is it just promotion of the Hardcore film, or
do
you have
yeah,
any?
I mean, I'm really bad at promotion, which is maybe doesn't help. Hopefully I'm directing the 4th feature film in next year, which is 2009, but again, everything's always penciled in, so you never know. But that's going to be more of a proper feature film. You know, we're talking about budget that's over the $1 million mark, so again, it might not come off. But I'm in the process of writing that script based upon a company being interested in the treatment. At some point this year there'll be another little film that comes out of me, but mostly I'm just paying the bills by making infomercials and commercials, and
This is the way it works.
Like
This is the way it works.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for popping down. It's been
Welcome.
It's been nice to have a little chat, see a couple of films.
Beats church on a Sunday morning.
Indeed it does. So yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's all for this episode. Of course, you can find all the show notes for this episode on the web address, which is on screen now. And until next time, it's goodbye.